Hi, I'm Clevett and we've got a really interesting project to show you. Take the first glass and steel house in the UK, built in 1957 by an architect called Michael Newbury. This was his family home. It was revolutionary at the time. Structures like this had been built across parts of California, but they'd never been done in the UK. So he was a young architect in his 20s and he decided to find a plot of woodland and build himself a glass and steel house. It was a really simple design: a raft, 4 steel posts, 1 on each side, a ring beam around the top, and then all the walls were glass. There was no internal walls apart from a bathroom, which was right in the middle. Subsequently, it was sold, it was changed, and it was turned into a kind of a modern looking bungalow in the sort of 80s. So we're going to take it now and we're going to completely refurbish it, paying homage to this whole concept of glass and steel, but not making it stereotypical like a new contemporary house which you see everywhere with anthracite windows and like a monocouche type render. So we're just going to show you the building. It's a square box effectively, single story, and it's 11 meters square. So this is the house, and although it looks nothing like what it did originally, you can see there's one of the steel posts, and hidden behind that fascia board is the steel ring beam which used to be on show. And this corner is the only original glass. It's 6mm plate glass and it's joined on the corner with glazing clips. Now, considering it's built on clay with all these trees, it's amazing that that glass hasn't moved and broken over the years. However, the whole building was underpinned because the raft did fail. So we're extending it on 3 sides, and we're going to build a garden room as well for sort of leisure facilities. And because of the trees and the clay, we decided to search out a foundation system which was going to work and be economical and also work with the existing raft. So what we've got is we've got a piled raft situation here, which consists of 9 metre deep, 300mm concrete piles. We then suspend a new concrete raft over the top, which is cast in situ on a heave foundation material which protects from heave. Simple system, dig it all out, 50mm piling mat, the rig comes in, drills all the piles are poured, they have a week or 2 to go off, and then you put your drainage in, so you cut back through the piling mat, put your drainage in. So this is for a couple of bathrooms, for example. And then the next thing is tidy the piling mat up, repair it all just like we've done on the back. Simple shutter, goes all the way around. And there's a product here called Void, which is underneath, which is polystyrene with a plastic top. That supports the steelwork, ready for the concrete.
So that is to stop any pressure on the foundation?
Yeah, I mean with wheeled clay or any clay, you get shrinkage and you get expansion. So in this case here, we've got a really quite solid clay, it's quite dry, and that's purely because of the trees and the lay of the land. So the whole site runs towards the road. So we don't get a lot of water collecting, but what you do get is you do get sloppy bits where you can dig down and it's a little bit wet. But apart from that, when they were drilling here, it was like dust that was coming out because the ground is so hard. But equally, if then it starts getting wet, it does expand and obviously pushes the slab up, and it could even break a slab. If you wanted to do a traditional strip foundation here in proximity to these trees, some of these trees are less than 3 meters away, you'd be digging down 2 meters and the chances are you're going to ruin the roots and kill the trees. So this is a really cost-effective solution to actually cover a lot of square meters. Virtually doubles the size of the footprint of the house. So at this end of the site we're building the garden room, and this is also in very close proximity to some really mature trees. So again, we just couldn't use a strip foundation, so we've gone for the same system. But what's different here is we've also put in a pool. So we excavate the ground down to the right levels, and then Void underneath, then there's insulation. We cast a slab on that now, then we'll build the walls straight off of that, and that will form the corner of the building here, which is fully glazed, and then the rest of the building is built on this footprint, as you can see here. Timber framed, so it's being produced in a factory, glue laminated roof, So mainly the roof structure is all on show, the gables, and then the intermediate gables that support the ridges. And everything apart from that is open for configuration later into smaller areas, for example, rest area and a small kitchenette and that sort of thing. The lucky thing here was there's no groundwater, so there's no groundwater present at all. A lot of time when you're excavating, especially we've gone down 2.4 meters from the original ground level here. So from this level where I'm standing now, we've gone down 2.4, but we've not encompassed any groundwater at all, which is a bit lucky really, because when you're building a swimming pool, quite often, if you've got groundwater present, it's about keeping the pool in the ground, because the chances are the whole thing will just push itself out of the ground in the future.
So how do you get over that?
Well, in this case, because the piles are in the pool, so the pool piles go down another 7 meters, and the raft and base of the pool is going to be cast over them. So there's 6 piles in the pool here, which actually hold it down. The other thing as well, believe it or not, is the raft on this extension, on this building, has been made thicker to accommodate the fact that it might even blow off. Because the building is quite lightweight, the building is anchored to the raft.
Okay,
and so the raft needs to hold the building from wind loads.
Yeah. Who's making the timber frame building for you?
It's a company called Cartledge Timber Frame, a small family business, but they're really quite good at detail and very reliable. It's just a recommendation from one of my really good pals.
So you've made a structural model of this, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. We've got a model of the building. It was quite difficult for me to take the plans and show my wife, in this case, exactly what it was going to be like. So what I thought was helpful is we'd build a model to scale, showing all of the different areas, and it's proved really helpful, especially with the house, because some of the room layouts, Becky, my wife, wasn't that keen on, so we were able to actually rejig it and change the walls, move them around at this stage, and it's been really quite helpful. So we'll have a look at that. So there we have it. This is basically what happens. These where the buildings join, the glass window is going to come up and wrap over the roof a metre, so that this bit and that bit look like they're subservient to the main house, because the designer, she was keen on making sure the new extensions were kind of like paying compliment to the existing house, if you know what I mean. So it was just a way of...
So that's staying. So what's existing here?
So this is the existing front door is still roughly in the same place, albeit the hall's just being adjusted, and the door will be in the centre. At the moment it's sort of off-centre. And then the existing front room is split to a study, and then like a TV room in here, and snug. So these are desks. You can see, large desk. And then there's a snug, and then there's like a kitchen, living, dining here, which goes through into a utility room, and a boot room, and a cloak room. And there's like another door down to the garage from that side. And then this is the main living area at the back. So with a very big sofa, like so. And then this, primarily on this side, so that's, all of this here faces south.
Yeah.
And the sun rises here and it comes over the top of the house. So on this side, on the north side, is where the bedrooms are. So we've got all of the bedrooms here. So we've got bedroom, 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 ensuite, ensuite, bathroom, and this is like the boiler cupboard right in the middle of the room in the house, so we can distribute all of the heat in from roughly the centre of the building, really.